Good morning and welcome to Houston Newsmakers and to our new normal of social distancing as much as we possibly can. The crisis that is unfolding around us every day evolves quickly, but some of the biggest changes of the past week happened in Washington, D.C. By unanimous vote with relatively very little squabbling, the Senate voted to provide $2 trillion to individual Americans, to the healthcare system, to businesses and more, all in an effort to shore up what is an economy that has slowed dramatically because of coronavirus concerns. The hope is that it will help the country get through the toughest of times and to be able to fire up quickly once that immediate threat has subsided. There will almost certainly be more needs than the $2 trillion being provided now can help, and a lot that help starts at home. And that's what's happening with the Greater Houston COVID-19 Recovery Fund, a collaborative effort by the United Way of Greater Houston and the Greater Houston Community Foundation. Anna Babin is the CEO of the United Way of Greater Houston. Diana Zarzullo is the Senior Director of Community Philanthropy for the Greater Houston Community Foundation. Anna, first to you. The United Way has been a major organization supporting nonprofits for nearly 100 years. How is this effort different in the anticipation of the size and the scope of the need?
Well, Cabrera, I think the point about the size is really important, but what we felt was important is that this is a collective effort. You're really taking the collective experience of two great organizations that is the synergy and taking the strengths of both of our organizations to come together to meet such a large need. We both had experience in Hurricane Harvey together, and we think it's just important to stand together and be one voice to raise the funds to help our community in need.
Diana, the Greater Houston Community Foundation has also been a major player, as Anna just talked about. How are you evolving as an organization in light of what we're facing with COVID-19?
Well, as a baseline, first and foremost, we do remain open for business. We have, a robust technology platform, so that allows us to all work from home. So we're actively working with donors, corporations, foundations, nonprofits right now to support in the typical ways that we do, but now also with the COVID-19 response. And as Anna mentioned, we made a strategic move to partner with one another. And this past pandemic, this last hurricane, any community crisis really of this magnitude is well beyond any leader, any one organization, and we really believe that. So we're leaning into that idea now, and that's an evolution, strengthening our partnership with the United Way, with the city and the county, philanthropy, business, nonprofits, to really partner and change the way that we work together, to say we're going to divide and conquer, and we're going to do what each of us does best.
Anna, let's talk about the Recovery Fund itself. How will it be determined where the money will go once it's collected?
Well, I think the beauty of both of our organizations is we have strong members of board of directors. There will be a volunteer-driven task force that will oversee the grant making, the grant distribution. We have drawn from community leaders that serve on both of our boards, and so they stand ready to begin the process of overseeing this. I would say, as good stewards, we want to make sure that the donors and the public know exactly where those dollars are going. So we will post that information on both of our respective websites, as well as the Greater HoustonRecovery.org website.
Diana, what kind of goals have been set? Are there goals, and can you talk about the kinds of organizations that are most likely to be recipients of these kinds of grants?
Sure. Well, our grants committee and task force are just going to meet, but we as partners have established sort of some guidelines. We're really focused on the most vulnerable families and communities, those that are least likely to benefit from public assistance. We know we need to use our philanthropic dollars strategically and maximize the impact of those. And we also want to move quickly in the first round. We're going to evolve over time, and hopefully this fund grows so that we can continue to respond for long-term needs. That's our hope and goal. But we also know that there are people that are really hurting right now, and we need to move quickly. And that's really dependent on the Houston community. We need dollars to give now. So we're grateful for this opportunity to build awareness and to make that ask.
Want to make sure people know the most efficient way to get information about this whole process. The Greater Houston COVID-19 Recovery Fund. It's a project with the United Way of Greater Houston and the Greater Houston Community Foundation. The best way is to go to www.greaterhoustonrecovery.org. It has all the information there, how you can donate, and if your organization needs funds as well, it can provide that information to you as well, how you can apply for them. I want to thank both Anna and Diana for being with me this morning.